So the importance of addressing multiple or different learning styles and multiple intelligences in the classroom is that every student learns differently. There's not one approach that fits every student's needs. So as a teacher, it is important to be able to use different strategies that address different students' learning needs so that every student has the opportunity to learn and succeed in the classroom. The first learning strategy that can be used to address multiple learning styles is interacting learning models to explain concepts. Um, I want to teach biology, high school biology, so the method that I chose, one of the methods I chose to use is this. And this is effective because biology has complex terms and concepts. So if students can have the opportunity to visualize the concepts like meiosis, if they can make some kind of model to help understand the process of meiosis or mitosis, um, then that's a great strategy to use. The second strategy is to use differentiated learning stations. So this consists of setting up different stations where students can rotate and experience different learning styles. So for example, one station has a visual that students have to evaluate and analyze, and then the second station is where they can listen to a podcast about a biology topic, or they have the opportunity to record their own podcast where they explain a concept, and this can help um, strengthen their knowledge of that concept. The last station that they would rotate to is where they could read and write. So they would read about a passage and then write a response to the question or answer questions about the passage. The four C's of learning: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity are very important for education and students in particular because it helps address complex problems and it helps the students adapt to the modern day workforce, as well as it prepares students to communicate in a global environment. One strategy to address this in a high school biology classroom is to have students create an infographic about a topic of choice pertaining to biology. This is completed in a group setting, and at the end of the assignment, they will have to present this to the classroom. This addresses all four C's of learning because they have to communicate with each other about how they're gonna, what topic first of all they're gonna talk about, and then how they're gonna present the information, and then they have to delegate tasks about who creates or which student is responsible for what parts of information they're gonna present. This also helps with their collaboration skills and helps with their creative thinking because they have to think creatively about how they're going to create this infographic and present it. Um, and then lastly, student motivation. When planning instruction, it is important for teachers to um, consider student motivation. Um, Two strategies that can help with this is to have students practice goal setting and reflection. If students can visualize their progress and set a goal for themselves, then they can become self motivated to learn and they're going to achieve more success. As well as reflection, for example, reflecting on how much effort they put in for a semester, that can also help students realize their potential and help achieve their goals. Another strategy for this is open-ended labs. For open-ended labs, this is essentially where students are not given instructions on how to complete the lab. They are given the resources and then they create a hypothesis and have to go through the steps to test their own hypothesis without being given any instructions. This helps with their creative thinking and problem-solving skills. Um, Novelty is also important for instructional strategies because, like I said earlier, students don't learn all the same, so it's important to switch it up to address all the different learning